Hey guys, it's Neomis here. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving my preview for the Arsenal-Newcastle game. And I will be having a very special guest. My very own brother, Leroy, will be here with me to talk about the Arsenal and a bit of a preview on how Sunday's game will go. So stay tuned in my thoughts and my views. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and share this video now. Let's go. So Leroy, it's really good to see you here on my first review video this season. And one of the first questions I wanted to say, first of all, because I know you have been in and out with watching the games in this preseason on how everything has gone. How do you think on how this preseason has gone overall for the Arsenal, players, transfers? Just give me an overall summary on how do you think everything went so far.
Well, mate, one thing I will say is that I think pre-season overall has been all right. Like, you've seen a lot of players that have come through, and you know, overall, I think overall it's been good. Now, we've had a few shitty performances by, you know, the typical players. Fuck Mustafi, who's the other one? Maitland-Niles last night, pissing around. I mean, how do you pass the ball into the net? But then you've got a few like bright sparks. I mean, we got my boy Maitland-Niles. I mean, he's just there, he's been a breath of fresh air. Like, I cannot believe like how good he's been. About 2 years ago, just like that mate off of Arsenal Fan Saving, like, I came out and said, you know what, like he's just not good enough. He's probably not going to make it. But you know what, right? Like, the one thing I've said is that if he keeps going high the way he's going to be in the starting lineup. And overall, this pre-season, I just think Willock, I think, you know, Reece, you know, I'd have liked him to score a few more goals. But yeah, you know, if he'd done a bit more, then I would have been like, you know, he's a damn right shoe-in for starting against Newcastle. At this moment, I just don't think that he should start now to come up off the bench, be a bit of a super sub. Then, you know, that's what I think his place should be. His place should be right there doing that. I don't think he's ready to start, especially when you've got a guy like Nicolas Pepe, who we've just brought in. I think it's absolutely critical that we get Pepe on the pitch, to pepper around and start scoring some goals, because that's what we want. You know, we need more goals, or we need more assists than our season. City have strengthened, United have strengthened a hell of a bunch. You know, those lot there talking about they're from North London as well, with the Spurs, you know, them, like, they've strengthened. So, you know, we've got to come out the blocks against Newcastle absolutely firing. And this pre-season, I think overall, you know, has put us in a good light in order to be able to go out there and succeed.
Fantastic. You know, I really appreciate the honesty when it comes to talking about players, the likes of Willock, the likes of Maitland-Niles, and his performance yesterday in yesterday's game. That, for me personally, I thought we should have won. At the very least, a draw. And I just feel that these defensive mistakes that we're constantly making all the time just show that Arsenal still need to do work within the transfer window. I completely agree. Joe Willock is the future. Like, he's shown that he's a really good all-round player, and you know, he's kind of shown the fans that he's ready. He's shown Emery that he has produced. He's ready for the first team, and that his production is at a first team quality level. Will he score goals? I don't know. I really don't know. But the one thing that I will say is that for the game against Newcastle, I do think, and I agree with you, that he should start. And I do believe that, you know, Pepe will start on Sunday. if he doesn't, I'm okay with Reece Nelson starting, at the very least, to give Pepe a little bit more time to get up to scratch. But overall, I think this pre-season has been overall a pretty good one. But I need to ask yourself this question. What do you think, with our defensive frailties, who do you think will be the shining lights this upcoming season? And who do you think will be sold, particularly with rumours of El Nene? Carl Jenkinson hasn't been within a lot of the games this coming, the last few games, and Mkhitaryan. Who do you think is going to be able to come in our defence to help fix this and get things going for the Arsenal? And do you think maybe we'll bring in any other midfield players? Now, I know that's a lot of kind of questions to answer on, but yeah, really looking to kind of get your thoughts on that.
Alright, starting 11 against the game against Newcastle. I do have to say that at the back, he's got to play 4-2-3-1. No, there's no way he can keep playing 3 at the back. One, because we've got that muppet, Laurent Koscielny, fucking around, talking shit about he doesn't want to play for the Arsenal anymore. So, you know what? He's got to go. He's got to fucking go. So, Laurent's gone, so you've got to play 4 at the back. You've got Monreal at left back. Centre back, as long as they're healthy, you got Socrates, and you've probably got to put Callum Chambers in there, just because obviously Holden's not going to be around, at least right now. So got to put Chambers there. Then right back, because I don't really fancy him at right back, I've got to go with Carl Jenkinson. If he's still there, if Jenko's gone and we've sold him already, then Maitland-Niles by default just has to go there. In midfield, I'm putting a midfield two of Lucas Torreira and Dani Ceballos. Then at right wing, we've got to put a new signing in, Pepe. We've got to come out there, we've got to make a statement to the league. We've got to make a statement to the fans. Pepe's got to start down the right with probably Mesut Ozil in as that attacking midfield position. And then we've got to put Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang just out there on the left with Lacazette up top. And if Lacazette's not back, then we put Aubameyang up top with Reece Nelson on the left. That's how it's got to go, and that for me has got to be the best starting 11 that we could possibly put out now. I mean, with that starting 11, like, it's goals galore, creativity, defensive, well, some type of defensive solidity, but I think that is where you want this to go. That's how we should be setting up our team.
Great, no, honestly, great points there, and I think that I agree with most of that starting 11. I think maybe you're a bit harsh on Maitland-Niles, but you do have a bit of a point. I mean, remember, he's not a natural right back, and that's something that, like, I know a lot of the viewers of this video and this channel would know that, you know, he's not a natural right back, and he doesn't deserve so much harsh criticism as what was told by me on my channel, on my Instagram page last night, when he did actually manage to kind of concede that. So, like, honestly, do kind of mind that and be very fearful about some of the comments that you do say towards a lot of our young players. But I do agree with you in terms of the back four. I don't think we have any choice in that matter. In terms of midfield, Dani Ceballos and Lucas Torreira, they would be our ideal starting two, but I do feel that they're not quite at the training level needed for the Premier League just yet. So even though I do think that they are very good players, and I think that they would give us considerable amount of creativity and defensive solidity for the Arsenal, I don't actually see that happening. I see a midfield three in a 4-3-3 for me. In Granit Xhaka, I see Joe Willock and I see Mesut Ozil being the kind of midfield three in like a triangle three with two midfielders and like an attacking midfield player. And I think that's kind of how it's going to go for the Arsenal. Then I do think that we will have the three up top, and I think it'll be a combination of Reece Nelson on the left. I think that it'll be Aubameyang up top, and I think it'll be Henrik Mkhitaryan on the right wing. And I know a lot of the viewers of this channel and this video is probably going to think, well, why Mkhitaryan? And I know you're probably thinking the same thing as well. But Mkhitaryan right now is still an Arsenal player, and unless anything changes over the next few days, which I don't see there being drastic changes, I could see Henrik Mkhitaryan still getting a chance there at Arsenal. I mean, he did put up a good assist against Real Madrid last week sometime, and I think that even then that's still a pretty solid starting 11. But I think the starting 11s that we all gave were pretty good. But final question of the video, full prediction of the game. What do you think the score is going to be within this game at the end of 90 minutes? Where do you see the prediction, and who do you think is going to score the goals for the Arsenal and for Newcastle, who have brought in a few signings as well?
Alright, my predictions for the game against Newcastle. Now, I know Newcastle, they've brought in a couple of players. The guy from Nice, Saint Alan, or whatever his name was, the guy with the locks like me. You know, except I've got better locks. But I go for the game 3-1. I think Saint Alan will score. And I think it'll be Aubameyang. I think Pepe will get on the pitch one way or another, even if your predictions. And I think that Willock will come up and score the goal. So, you know, 3-1 to the Arsenal. I think nice, good, solid performance. I could see one of these situations where Arsenal score first twice 2-0 after about 50, 60 minutes. Then Newcastle gets the one, and then it's a bit cagey for a bit while, like, you know how Arsenal handles it. And then, you know, Arsenal finished the job somewhere 80th minute with the kind of 3-1 performance. But overall, I mean, it's going to be a good run. I think we need to get the win. We've got some tough games coming up in the next few weeks. Liverpool, we've got Spurs coming up, you know, and it's one of those where we just need to get the 3 points now. I mean, Newcastle are there for the taking. You know, they're in an absolute diabolical state, and I just think that Arsenal could come out with the win, and we could get 3 points on the board.
It's a good prediction. I'm close to that, and I would go 3-2 in favour of Arsenal. I just think that with our defensive issues, that Arsenal are very, very cagey defensively, and I think that I'm not sure if our defence is solid enough to be able to keep out Newcastle. With the signings that Newcastle have and with the players that they had last year, I just see Arsenal finding some way how to unfortunately mess it up, or at least make it more difficult for themselves. So I'm going to go 3-2 for the Arsenal. And the only difference is that I will go 2 goals for Aubameyang and 1 for Reece Nelson, which is what I think the score will be. But guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching me and my bro. It's really good to kind of do a video with you, and you know, he kept his promise with saying the first kind of preview video that we will do together. Leave your comments below on what you thought of our predictions for the Newcastle game. Are you guys in the same type of unison video with me? Do you think that Arsenal will get the win? Or at least I hope you are if you're watching this video. Or, you know, do you think it's going to be different? Leave your comments below. Really looking to kind of get a discussion going, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.